He's the leader of Alpha, leading the charge. Yeah. With main man heavy, hit up right by, hit his side at the raid. Together they fight, the guards that corner, rich and valor, fighting for good. They refuse to back down in this war for justice. They wear the crown, Nova and heavy hitter. They rise from the dust. For the cause, they never back down. With big boy Leroy, his feet firmly underground. In the face of danger, they fight through it all. Champions of hope, they rise to the top. Through shadows of doubt, they light up the way. With power and purpose, they seize every day. Their enemy tremble in the dark. Nova and heavy hitter, our heroes embark in the big galaxy that's covered by night. They bring the fire and ammunition to ignite. For it's Alpha they serve, their honor was true. Nova and heavy hitter, they rise from the dust. Fighting for the cause, they never back down. With big boy Leroy, his feet firmly on the ground. In the face of danger, they fight through it all. Champions of hope, they rise to the top. For every shadow, they bring the light. Nova and Alpha, defenders of the right.
Hey kids, this is Pulse Ray Vision coming to you live from Cuatro Cinco Studios in my mom's basement, and it's a very exciting and interesting day, not just in crypto and hex, but also in in dark. In the anti-gravity universe, there's some really cool, fun stuff popping up. Let's check chat here. Patrick, first one in. Morning. Yes, good morning, Patrick. I can't believe you beat Red Squirrel. He must be unavailable. Freddie quotes, headline got me. That's cool. I'm glad it got you. We got some stuff to talk about. Freddie is alive. Eject the fuel cell, says Mr. Rock Jockey. And good to see you in here, vets. As always, they're going to have the shit show open mic today. So if you guys want to get on there and talk, they got the link posted. I'll be retweeting it as well. You can see it on our Telegram. And as always, we have the link to join posted in Twitter. So if you go to my Twitter page, you'll see the StreamYard link to jump in here in the green room. We should have some guests today, of course. Wow, look at this intro. That's just that's AJ Rip City Hex. Much love to him. A lot of artwork from Smo Spiders, Red Squirrel, and Zephyr Trips in there. Freddie quotes, what does Richard have in common with EA? We're going to talk about that. We'll get into it just a little bit, but it's very, very similar to what I thought was going to happen 5 years ago. Good morning, Dark Army. Good morning, Crypto Cat 46. How's it going? Patrick, how are the air fryers selling? Intro is nuts. Yeah, those are some cool graphics and stuff our community put together. Freddie and Max, stop in open mic, say hello in an hour. Thank you. I plan on definitely doing that. This one shouldn't take too long. We are going to cover this stuff very quickly. Before we get to the evil address and Richard Hart, making moves like the evil address is already making and has already made for the community. It's pretty interesting. Very, very similar in the strategy of soaking supply off the market. Tracy G, good morning. That's so good to see you, man. So good to see you, Tracy. Lottery is soon. Let's see. We have about 8 hours until the lottery. That's insane. I'll do my best. Happy Valentine's Day. My son's school's here shortly. So, oh, cool. Yeah. Give your son a hug for us, Freddie. That's a good dad, Freddie. Anyways, let's jump into what is going on with this right here. I'm going to share the screen and keep an eye out in the green room for anyone joining. But again, yeah, like they said, lottery is soon. CryptoCat 46 says lottery is soon. We're going to go to our favorite website in the entire world, which is agproject.io. And this is where you can connect your wallet and you can mint fuel cells. That is the winning move. This is our T-shares. Fuel cells are like our T-shares. So if you have dark matter token, you can mint 1-for-1 a fuel cell. And so, as I was saying yesterday, it's a lot like the coin analogy, right? So dark matter is valuable in and of itself because it has a community that believes in it, and a community believes in it and supports it, right? And a growing community, by the way. Here we go. Let me stop sharing my screen here for just a second and unfreeze my face because I want to do a little demonstration for you. And Don's trying to get in. Let me text him really quick. It's on Twitter. All right, yeah. So he'll be joining us here very soon. Let me unfreeze my little face because I'm going to show you guys something with the camera. There are only 1 million dark matter tokens, and dark is like this blank silver coin right here. See, there's nothing on the coin, but we can test it and we know it's made of silver. So it has value based on however many people believe silver has value. This dark token is going to have value. Now, when you mint it, just like when you mint a coin, you're going to stamp on it a design and give it a collector's value. There's a limited amount or a limited time to mint these. So this is on a limited edition silver coin. So it has value because it's silver. It has added value because it's a collector's item, right? So that's kind of like what minting does into a fuel cell. So you're taking your dark, you're converting it to a fuel cell NFT, And then that fuel cell NFT gives you a bunch of benefits. That fuel cell NFT pays you yield from the treasury every 45 days in perpetuity. It also is entered into a lottery, which today, everybody who minted the dark matter fuel cells back, about 20 days ago, they're all entered into 3 lotteries. And the lotteries get bigger every time we have one. So in other words, this is going to be the second lottery today. But we have a very interesting development, which is the evil address has the collective, the good guys, are working on hacking the evil address. The evil address has cleaned up on all the lotteries. It is basically hoarded as many fuel cells, a large amount of fuel cells, probably half of the fuel cells that have ever been minted. And so because it's minted half, it's going to win half of the lotteries, is going to get half of the treasury payout, right? So that being said, today we have a lottery, and if we've watched the evil address hasn't scraped or taken its lottery winnings back in liquid dark, and the collective's pissed, and they're not happy with this hoarding of raw material, because all of those dark matter can be scraped and reminted. So when you win the lottery, you can take the token, you can dump it, you can hold it, you can remint it, you can provide liquidity, whatever you want in the lottery. The treasury payouts are different. The treasury payouts are locked inside the token. They're locked inside the NFT. So if you want to get your dark matter, I'm trying not to get this crazy glare on here from the windows. If you want to get your dark matter out of the NFT, you got to break it, you got to vaporize it, destroy it forever. And once you destroy this, it quits getting its payout from the treasury. In fact, that payout goes out to the people that didn't vaporize and destroy their coins. So very, very good. Vets in Crypto, good to see you. We got Don in the house here. Freddie Quotes, how you doing? Freddie Quotes, Hex Deck is in the house. Life is good. Second chance lottery of the evil address supply.
Freddie Quotes in the building, dude. What's happening, my brother?
Yeah. We got Freddie Quotes. We got Hex Deck 16.
Legend.
And of course, we've got Tracy G and Crypto Cat and Patrick's air fryers and stuff, Patrick's Astro and stuff. Fun times. And everyone's like, and Freddie says it was the title that got him in here. He's picking up his kid from school and he wants to know, what does Richard Hart have to do with the evil address?
Hey, listen. We worked hard on that one.
We did work hard on that one. Basically, ooh, look at this. Vet says holders get rewarded. Yeah. When Hex started, I thought that Richard or the OA, we'll say the OA, was planning on giving all the Hexicans a chance to do their 15-year stakes and get all their stake ladders in place. And then I thought that the OA was going to stake everything and make the supply super, super scarce. And it worked on the last bull run because everything was going up thanks to Hart's Law and people staking, myself included. We all staked a bunch of our supply. And then we had some bigger wells doing shorter term stakes back then. But it wasn't as damaging as it's been in the last few years. When your hot sauce says Ninja Squirrel on it for eggs, how good can life be? Love it. Boom. Yeah. So Gilden Tog, Right Chickens. We're not the Right Chickens. I like Dark Hexicans the best so far. And C3 Works is in the house. Hey guys, good to see you, C3 Works. So check this out. We're going to go into why Richard Hart is stealing a page from the evil addresses playbook. The evil address basically mints its supply over time. It has 65% of the supply. And you can see it's actually programmed to mint that supply over the 33 journeys or the 33 chances to mint. And because it's been the biggest minter so far, it's gotten the most lottery winnings, and those haven't seen the light of day. Yeah, they haven't hit the market, and it's gotten the majority of the treasury yield, which it'll continue to get, which I don't think he's ever going to let it see the light of day personally. Now, he could, like I said, nobody knows what the future holds, but so far, the evil address is soaking a lot of the supply off the market. In fact, almost 25% of dark has been minted already, and there's only 1 million. So it's like 24 or 23.8 or something like that thousand. So it's pretty interesting when you start to see supply get sucked off over time systematically. Sorry, go ahead.
You know, and my iPad might be doing that delay thing. If it is, let me know, because I'll disconnect and reconnect. But I'm saying it's 25% has been through the minting process. Like they were all minted at the beginning, just in case anyone else in here is new. All coins have been minted. There's no inflation. No new coins are coming out. But yeah, a whole 25% of the supply in 2 journeys has already, literally 2 journeys has already, been gone through the minting process, which is crazy, dude.
Yeah, and so like I believe the lottery right now is holding. Let me pull this up here. Lottery. So the evil address still has 52% of the tokens, right?
Mm-hmm.
But 18% is in the treasury, and about 4% is in the lottery. And you're like, well, so there's 37,000 in the lottery. But if we go to the lottery screen, there we go. Boom. So check it out. If you go to agproject.io, you can hit mint at the top when the minting window opens, which the minting window opens and there's only one more lottery left. So in about 11, almost 12 days, you'll be able to mint right there. I believe this is February 25th at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern. Mm-hmm. So yeah, February 25th at noon Eastern, this clock opens and starts an 11-day countdown where people can mint or be left behind.
Yeah.
But if you click on tools here at the top, it takes you to our beta page, which has the lottery, the treasury, the evil address, vaporization on it as well. And if you go to lottery, you'll notice there was less than 22,000 dark in the jackpot for Journey 2. So the question is, why does the supply on the scanner show 37,000? That's 17,000 more.
Good question.
And the reason is because it hasn't been scraped. The evil address hasn't scraped its winnings. A lot of people that don't know they won the lottery haven't scraped their winnings. And so we have 7,292 up for, that are going to be dispersed to the winners of the lottery today, which is about 145 grand in US dollars value. That's going to be given out today.
Let me ask you something. If you had essentially a fuel cell, which is like a piggy bank with money growing inside of it, and I know we have different analogies, but cash taped to the outside of it.
Yep.
Would you personally like to and if you were a big multi-billion-dollar corporation, maybe trillion, like Alpha Corp is, that evil address is stemming from, would you leave cash taped to the outside of your piggy banks like that? That just sounds like a OPSEC risk, especially when you guys many enemies as he does with the collective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and he's been a little bit quieter. The only thing that I've seen on Twitter from the evil address is he tipped his hat and showed respect to the pink mist well.
This is true.
Which was really interesting. He said there's only one person or one address I respect.
Mm-hmm.
Pink mist well, which was like saying a lot. Like I think he respects the moves that the pink mist well is making, because the pink mist well is following what the evil address does.
Mm-hmm.
If people had followed what the OA had done at the beginning of Hex, they'd be doing very good right now. They'd have a ton of Hex, right? I mean, not so much as leaving the 90% unminted, but the minting strategies that the OA did in the beginning.
Right.
So, and that's crazy, because today we saw 50 billion Hex unstaked. That 1 week stake ended.
Right.
And as it ended, if people were wondering, is he going to restake? Is he going to let it bleed? Is he going to early end stake? And he just restaked it, I believe, for like 30 days.
Yep.
So he just basically went and soaked up the rest.
Oh, wait, it was 30, not another 7? It was 30 this time?
I think it was 30. I mean, someone in chat can definitely tell us here. Evil wants to stay alive. Wilhelm is has the evil address scared. Okay, cool. Holy shit, guys, that's huge. Here's coffee being made.
Yes. Not
Yeah.
only any coffee, dude. I'm telling you, my New Mexico Pinon Coffee Company, it's world renowned for its Pinon coffee. Oh my goodness. Don't get me started on it. I can go forever on this. Order the stuff in every month.
So, and then Vince, of course, says happy for the Dart team. We're happy for you. Like I said, if any of you guys want to join, click the link on Twitter, jump in here and ask any of these questions or add to this. But yeah, that says 30 days, and Freddie says, yeah, 30 days. So Freddie and Vince are right.
Hell yeah.
Are telling us that he flipped it for 30, which still sucks up a lot of the inflation and absorbs it and keeps those tokens from seeing the light of day, most likely. Also, mortgage rates are 6.87%. I think that just came out. So, back to what I was saying, if you go here to the evil address, the first thing that the collective did to hack the evil address was they added a public mint button. So you didn't have to trust that the smart contract was going to mint on time. You can take it in your hands and pay like a dollar fee and mint 500 fuel cells at a time of the evil address. And when you mint 500 cells from the evil address, most of them end up in the treasury. Some of them end up in the lottery, and then a tiny amount, the 3%, go to the team, which is cool. So you don't have to wait for the evil address to mint or the smart contract to kick in. You can hit this button when it goes live in about 12 days, right? But this button right here, coming soon, that one's the one that that's misspelled, coming soon. That one, the collective has told us they think that they can have that thing hacked and active at 5 p.m. 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern tonight when the lottery pays out. So the lottery is going to pay out tonight, this evening, and they say that this button's going to go live. And I believe, like I said, all bets are off. When this goes live, we have no idea what the collective is planning on doing to the evil address. They have told us it's in regard to the lottery. So like I said, there's so many unscraped tokens here, in the lottery address. Here's the lottery address, ends in 90B6. There's 37,000. So 37,000. And some of these are the airdrop people that received that one that don't know that they won. But let's just say 37,000 tokens that haven't been scraped, minus the 21,000 that we have in this journey already. That's 16,000 tokens. That's bigger than the biggest payday that we've had so far, which is 14,000 tokens in 11 days. So 16,000 tokens times, we'll just say $19 to make it easy. That's a third of $1,000,000 that has not been scraped. That hasn't seen the light of day. Very interesting. Very interesting how no matter, and we gave out $600,000 worth of tokens the first journey we're giving out on the lotteries, right? So we'll see what happens here, because it may throw a wrench in this game for the evil address, because the evil address is used to taking home over half of the winnings and over half of the treasury yield. So as you see, we paid out the treasury yield has only been paid out once because we've only had one complete journey. But there's 238,000 fuel cells, and at least half of those are the evil addresses, right? So just like Richard Hart is doing all the staking, the evil address is doing all the minting. Now the difference is that the evil address can nuke itself. It can vaporize its fuel cells, take the dark matter out of the inside, and give a gift to everyone else. That would be cool. I don't think he wants to do that. I think he wants to hoard as many dark matter and as many fuel cells as possible and continue to hold this treasury as long as possible, right? So the difference between the OA and the EA is that the OA has to go back and do something at the end of its stakes, just like we all do with Hex. The evil address literally has to mint these fuel cells and just continue to take the lion's share of everything to make this more scarce token over time. Not counting, obviously, the whales in our community that have been bumping up their mints as they see what's going on here. But even people with just 5, 10, 20 dark matter, they're coming in here and they're minting because they want a shot at that lottery. This is the other really cool thing about dark matter, and that is that in Hex, if you are a small staker, let's say you're a dolphin or a squid or a clam or whatever, a cool crab, if you stake a small, even if you stake everyone has the ability to stake the max length, and that is the biggest bonus. I think it's 200% to do a max length stake, right? You get 2x the T-shares, right? And then I think you get 1x or something like that for the size. So up to 150 million hex, if you stake that, you max out another bonus. So the OA can do these giant stakes, and the whales in Hex can do giant stakes, and they get a larger percentage of the yield. In dark matter and anti-gravity, everyone gets the same yield, and everyone has the same chance of winning the lottery. Every fuel cell has a 4.8 chance of winning the lottery, whether the evil address mints it or whether you mint it. You have one. If you have one dark and you mint one fuel cell, that fuel cell has the same chance as all the other fuel cells of winning the lottery, and it gets paid the same amount of yield from the treasury as the evil address and the whales. So it kind of like evens a playing field. But we do got Hex Deck in the green room. Throw me a thumbs up if you're ready to roll. I'll add you here to stream. He has not given me a thumbs up yet, so I don't want to bring him up before his mic and his camera ready. I think he's ready. And let me check private here. Yep, he's ready. Okay.
Sorry, I had my mic muted. I was saying I'm excited to see Hex Deck, dude. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I haven't seen you since Vegas.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah.
And
how you doing, brothers?
Afternoon, man. One of the things I wanted to share real quick was a piece of intel I just got through the I've got a collective earpiece, and what goes through the radio from the collective comes in here, and all I heard, Max, was that was that they said that one of the comments they said while you were saying that was that they said regarding the evil address hack, they just said all we can say is that our aim is to make everyone that minted in Journey 2 and that's going to mint in any future journey incredibly happy. A very nice surprise. So, I mean, that means anyone that has fuel cells right now in Journey 2 should be thrilled. This lottery is going to be great, but the final lottery in 11 days, oh boy. So that's all I know, but we'll share more as we more.
Awesome. Hextech, how are you doing? For anyone who hasn't met you at a conference or isn't familiar with you online, go ahead and introduce yourself to the Hexkins and the Darksicans in the house.
Yeah, well, Hextech 16. So always been Hextech 16 back in my Cypherpunk days. It's been my since 1994. That's been my handle. So at Maddie's first conference, I joked with we were on live with Richard Hart, and I said, "Thanks for naming the coin after me. I didn't have to change my handle." But all joking aside, yeah, it's been a short minute since Vegas. Doing well, just kind of doing that internal work and focused on personal things. Transitioning here from Montana, I'll be out in Texas here soon.
Oh man.
Yeah, I put a pin in it. I actually was going to be out this summer, but I put a pin in it for another 16 months, completing something that is important to me personally and something that I can carry forward. Shout out to Vets and Crypto. It's going to be something real estate involved that will benefit the community, but that I'm moving to, as well as specifically focused on veterans.
Awesome, man.
We appreciate the heck out of there's so many veterans in our community. It's crazy.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Very
OG Hexton, day one. FOMO'd when Richard said don't, but that's my story. I'm sticking to it. So thank you, Richard Hart, for fooling me, scamming me into becoming a multimillionaire.
You got so scammed,
Appreciate
dude. And one of the questions I have for you, this is a very serious question. I'm sure a lot of the question has for you. Where's the fucking McDonald's hat?
Oh, yeah. No, I have it still. It's at my other condo. I'm at my home away. I'm at a house here in Bozeman, undisclosed location.
Gotcha. Undisclosed location.
But shout out to Red Squirrel there, and just proof in advertising. Let's see if I can get the blur screen.
Oh, this is the one where it says Ninja Squirrel. Oh, no way.
Ninja Squirrel.
No, I wouldn't want to be in the same room as that stuff.
Ninja Squirrel hot sauce sriracha. So
jeez. Love it. Hey, Freddie said maybe next time the OA does 90 or 180 day. So he started with 7. Now he's moved to 30. And all the daughter addresses did Cuatro Cincos.
Right.
So those ones are locked indefinitely. Well, at least for 15 years, we know. So this thing that everyone's been telling us, well, Richard Hart's going to dump on you. You got the OA. The OA's a danger, and there's no way I would go into hex. Because that sword of, it's like the sort of, is it Damocles or Damocles? Damocles? Okay, so there's a sword above a Greek dude, basically, that's just hanging there, and no one knows if it's going to fall on their heads and kill them, right? And so that's what they were claiming the OA was all about. Where the people who were here, and I would correct you at Hex X17, we were day negative 700 hexagons, because we were there 2 years when he started saying it was going to get done. He said, I should have Bitcoin hex done in 60 days. Remember that? 6 months at the outside, but he's like, in 2 months I should have.
Yeah, I remember.
Ready to go.
Yeah, well, prior to that, it was actually Fluid Dynamic Coin, if you remember.
CFD.
I've been a Richard Hart.
So really, we were CFD day ones, and that's like a whole nother lineage of hexagons. Then a lot of people got onboarded around 40, 50 cents because the green candles got a lot of people's attention,
Right. Yeah, so much water under the bridge with that, but I was back with him when he was wearing the top hat and teaching people how to make good apologies, how to stop gambling. Yeah. So when he came out with the concept
gambling.
Yeah. And fantastic stuff. I encourage anybody, if you want to know the history behind Richard and kind of who he is before Hex, go back and look at those. They're worth the time and effort that you'll take. Back when he was doing 8-hour streams.
Man.
Yeah. Giving himself a UTI, I'm guessing. Like, how do you hold your breath that long? The dude is a machine.
Dude, he had a 2-liter taped to the Red Bull can, bro. Cut the lid off the 2-liter and taped it.
Fair enough.
Yeah, time will tell. Place your bet. All dark belongs to the Reich. No, Wilhelm, it does not. LOL, awesome. Yeah, Red Squirrels loves that hot sauce right there. That's great. Yeah, so like I said, I thought that the OA would be staking and pulling, because 38% was crazy. And then if you went even further, you were getting really good returns on interest. Like the APY was insane for 5 years, right? Like that was killer, because only 10% of people of all the tokens were staking for most of the time, like 9-10%. It stayed there for a really long time. And now you got everything staked. What's that?
Right. I have stakes going out Cuatro Cinco.
For sure.
I'm considered a pineapple in the Maximus community for that derivative. Yeah. Love them or hate them. That it was Dip Catcher and Gold Key, I think, at the time that created that derivative of the hex staking. I like the fact that, hey, at least. Yeah, in the 15-year time cycle, at least at the end of it, I'm not the guy pulling the gas fees for that one.
Exactly.
But that was just
is a really good way for the little guy to maximize bonuses and save on fees. That's definitely
yeah. And I'm not down with like the multitudes of shit, and I haven't followed up with other creations and stuff. I know they've gone on tangents a lot, or Solana tangents and stuff like that. But hey, anybody doing whatever they're doing, what you guys are doing and stuff, I don't, I don't hate or judge on anybody. It's like the, I don't know, the Minority Report, when everybody takes a shot at somebody, within the community, saying they're vampires and this and that. Hey, if you think that, just don't participate. Like, that's it. But I mean, I encourage anybody who wants to develop things and what you guys are doing.
Awesome. We appreciate the support. I like that perspective. It's live and let live. It's like degens are gonna degen, right? Because gamblers are gonna gamble, traders are gonna trade, and until they find a better way, or until they're converted to T-shares or long-term mentality.
Sure. Yeah,
let me ask
I
you this.
take a long-term approach. Go ahead.
I was going to ask you, finish what you were saying, and I'll ask you about the long-term approach. I want to hear that.
Well, like for myself, one of the things, and I developed a little side project. I always liked experiments. That's how the whole Hex investment started. It was called the Loose Change Project. And people that know the history, I collected, I was auto detailing at the time, took a break from culinary for about 8.5 years. But over a 2-year period prior to launch of Hex, I literally would detail cars that were traded in and collect the loose change out of them. In fact, I had help from my coworkers in college that would throw the loose change at the crazy old guy. And I just like, ooh, nickel, dime, penny. And that initial investment is what made me several $1 million in Hex eventually, some of which I took profit in. But one of the experiments that I'm running now is since 2022 is called the Prosperity Project. And the concept behind that is through development. It's not get rich type. It's more financial philosophy. But my perspective is I love things that, from traditional finance, like Warren Buffett kind of things that make me money while I sleep. I love that stuff. And so more of that is better. And, that I didn't expect in 2 years' time to, all of a sudden, have that sudden wealth syndrome. And it took, shout out to Matty, love him or hate him, but, he, coined that concept, early on about sudden wealth syndrome. And that was really helpful, to a lot of people in the community, because if anybody knows anything about people who get inheritance, lottery winners, or large windfalls financially, in a matter of 2 years, 73 to 74% are either broke, deeper in debt, or wish they never had the money in the first place.
True. Yeah, it really changes your mindset and makes you sit with some things that you haven't had to face before, right? It gives you options that were not options before. Yeah. So for good and for bad.
Sure. Yeah, and I had the fortunate. I used to chef. I was 24 years as a chef, but I chef for people like millionaires and billionaires up at the Yellowstone Club here in Montana. In fact, my last gig, I kind of came out of retirement. I got to cook for the man. I got to cook for Donald Trump.
Man.
Yeah. And so, but this one billionaire that I cooked for, we were in the kitchen. It was around Christmas time. And, he basically told me, he said, listen, he goes, if you ever become into like a large sum of money, that type of thing, his recommendation was don't do anything. Don't quit your job. Don't buy a new car. Don't spend, just continue on for 6 months. Well, I basically, outside of attending the crypto conferences in Vegas, didn't do anything for a year. And still, I wasted some money. I had, the Vegas experience, but I'm kind of over and done with that. So, that's water under the bridge. So I don't plan or have any plans on, conferences in Vegas. I like more small meetups.
Yeah. There's quite a few people in Vegas. It's not just the conference, but Vegas itself is a pretty crowded place. I'm looking forward to going there in March. The question I was gonna pose to you, since you've been around for so long, and Richard uses the analogy of the pizza, right? Would you rather have a tiny slice of a gigantic pizza, or would you rather have a giant slice of a small pizza?
Yeah. Well, I have something more. I don't know if cursing is allowed, but so there's the old joke. It's been used in movies and stuff. Is Baby Bull and Papa Bull are up on top of a hill, and they look down at the cows down in the field below, and little Baby Bull is like, "Dad, let's run down and fuck one of them cows." And the Papa Bull looks at him and says, "Son, let's walk down and fuck them all."
True. Like when you have that, that strength or that position of strength, you don't need to chase things. You don't need to beg. You don't need to try to make up for lost time. You can just take your time and do things on your clock. So Mike, this is the question going back to the pizza thing. Would you rather get 1% APY on $1 hex, or would you rather get 50% APY on half a penny hex?
Well, obviously I'd like to get a 0.25% on $3.69 hex. I mean,
there we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
There's something out there that I'm a big promoter of. I'm not going to shill other projects here on your stream, but I own let's say it's over 2% of the network now, and that's something that pays out dividends and PLS. So I'm quite happy with that, and it's a deflationary token.
Oh,
so
hell yeah!
I'll have a greater portion percent, and this is another example of making money while I sleep. I don't have to do anything but hold this token in my wallet. That's all I have to do, and it just sheds cash. And yeah, PLS is maybe, tenths of a penny, but you know what? 4 to 6 years from now, if it follows a trajectory, if you look at the models for Ethereum, ooh, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, and someone was telling me this morning, I think it was Dawn, saying like, heck, like Ethereum's doesn't seem like it can go much lower without like a black swan event or something crazy.
I feel like it's found its bottom. I do, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Could be wrong.
Time shall tell. I mean, obviously, there has been a huge market shift with what the OA has done, and that has changed the games. I just did a post yesterday on X on Twitter. Just FYI for people, is like, hey, be aware, attention. The game has changed, and the sand has shifted, and those who aren't aware will be caught slipping. That's all I have to say.
Yeah, you don't have enough T-shares.
Yeah,
right. You don't have enough T-shares.
Yeah, well, that's the nature of the game too, T-shares, because there will only be 21 billion, or excuse me, 21 million of those made. So,
right.
Interesting. Yeah, and what we say over here is you don't have enough fuel cells, right? If you got fuel cells, you're getting the yield from our treasury, and you get to play the lottery for 45 days, which is cool, and then the process repeats. But everyone gets paid at the end of every journey if they don't vaporize their fuel cell. So our emergency end stake is vaporization, complete explosion of the fuel cell, right? And you can get your dark matter out of the inside. But yeah, but if you don't, all you got to do is let it do nothing, like the what's the NFTs, the way that they cook.
Yeah, I still have my what's. David Teeter and I I copied. I just talk a lot more with David in the past. We just haven't connected recently, but he's a great Hexagon.
Oh, absolutely!
Shout out to him. And I basically copied exactly what he did with the what's. So I still have my what's. It's like a game of musical chairs. As everybody gives up their what's, the chair is removed, and then the additional will go to the holders. Yep. Time is a valuable asset.
Yeah, your pennies, or in case your change. I mean, do you remember how much that change added up to when you put it into Hex?
It was just a little over $1,400. Excuse me, $1,400. I did probably add maybe additional $1,200, along the way in the first year. But outside of that, I did nothing. So, but you can do the math when $1, when you're talking about 1,000,000% interest, when $1 turns into 10,000, it's not that difficult to kind of do the math and figure out how things happen.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I was one of the people, and I was amazed, actually. Nobody gave me shit about it, but I was one of the people that I didn't sell the top, but I took profits between 42 and 47 cents when I saw it was getting top heavy, and that's one of the things I teach. My other crypto handle is @CryptoCash 2022. And I'm going to be developing more with that now. I kind of went on hiatus for about 8 months to a year. I had some health issues. But one of the two core things is, one, it's never wrong to take a profit. That's one of the things I teach. And the other thing is, take what you need and leave the rest. Don't go into the apple orchards and chop down all the trees. God forbid. That's just stupid. Maybe you'll have some firewood left over for the next, winter season bear market. But after that, you're looking for a new fuel source, right? Fuel cell.
And a new food
whereas
source.
if you take but if you take what you need and leave the rest, then that gives that opportunity to mature, to grow. I mean, 5 years is nothing in what I consider the hex history of what's going to be written in the future, because of the fact that I'm prominent. You can look at my Twitter handle. It says right there, hex is the better Bitcoin. Richard said it, not I. I just mimic it, but it is. And so if that's true, if that premise or thesis is true, we're only 5 years in.
Right.
Look at the people who sold Bitcoin at 5 years and are kicking themselves in the ass.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I bought my first 3 Bitcoin back 2016, November 4th. You can fact check me. It was $634 on Coinbase. So look at Bitcoin now. And everybody called me crazy then, but I'm willing to take that moniker.
I know how that feels, man. I know how that feels. Yeah, people thought we were bananas back then. You know what I mean? People thought just that we were, we had no idea what we were doing. Like, oh, this, what's this stupid digital money? Thinking that the most obvious thing that would happen to us would be that there would be double spend issues. They wouldn't use that term, but you know what I mean? They'd be, oh, well, how do you know that, your money's even going to be there? It's like, dude, how do you know your cash is going to be there when, it's multiplied by 20 times the amount of money in the system?
And I had heard back in like 2010 about Bitcoin, and I had kind of looked into it, but not with any serious intent. In fact, I still have a hard drive that I need to go see if there's a DAT file on, but that's another story. But the thing is that it randomly showed up in my YouTube feed, a talk from Andreas Antonopoulos and about Bitcoin. He was the Bitcoin evangelist with him and Roger Ver. By the way, free Roger. Okay. Go to the find the petition, sign the petition. I really encourage that. Roger, Hex or Bitcoin Jesus back in the day. I still have a Bitcoin shirt hanging up. Never wore it in the closet with the tags that he sent me. But cool. Andreas Antonopoulos had written a book called The Internet of Money. Small 86-page book. I ordered it off Amazon. I read that thing and the light bulb just went on. And I'm like, this is the next big thing. Crypto, Bitcoin. I didn't know what it was going to be, but I knew this was, and that's what the book's premise is, the Internet of Money. We first had the Internet of Information Age and how that took off. And I remember back in 1992, there was a quite famous individual. I can't recall him off the top of my head, but he said, basically we had 6 web pages when you're using the Mosaic crawler back then. And he was like, what do we need anything more than 6 web pages for?
Yeah.
Yeah. What would you need more than 6 for? That's crazy. That's very interesting.
And hence cryptocurrency has followed the same trajectory. Decentralized finance is just an additional outcome of that. There's more. AI is going to change that game. Oh,
yeah. Big time.
Yeah. Patrick says that saying about the bulls is from the movie Colors. Huxican says Hexius laugh cracks me up. Willie Blanc says, good show, boys. And Ted Nelson has appeared.
Ted Nelson in the house.
He says afternoon, gentlemen. It's still kind of morning here, but I get it. Yeah, it's afternoon works.
Notice he doesn't have Biden, the little boy peeing on Biden anymore.
Yeah, he's upgraded his worldview.
He's like, Trump's in office. No need to focus on that old mess.
Hey, awesome. if you're a Trumpster like me, check out and I'll post it up in my Twitter feed after this again. I use it often on many Democrat accounts. But 2 gentlemen just recently came out with a hard rock, and I think it's AI created video, kind of like 5 Finger Death Punch type genre. and it's called FAFO. I don't know if you've seen it, but fuck around and find out.
Yeah,
but this is freaking awesome. Yeah, I'll throw. In fact, while we're on here, I'll throw it up on my Twitter X page. And yeah, it's fantastic. I just like, and it's really well done and produced and stuff like that. And people who are of the conservative persuasion should, it'll make liberal tears for your coffee.
RFK was voted in, guys.
Boom, confirmed.
Confirmed.
That is
excellent. Just getting good news every day now,
dude. How cool is it that, dude? I one of the most emotional things I've seen yet was when Trump was signing the executive orders, and he signed the order essentially declassify RFK, MLK, and JFK assassinations. And right after he finished signing it, because the pens, he gives each of the pens to something momentous, and he looks over and he says, "Please give this to RFK." It's like this dude just signed an executive order to unlock the files of how your dad and your uncle were murdered, and it's like he's giving you the pen for it. I mean, that's just awesome.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That was a special moment seeing that. It was just so done casually, but I'm just like, that's thoughtful. It's very thoughtful.
Wow. So I'm gonna jump back into my screen share. I'm gonna put you guys on the side. You keep talking tech sec while I'm doing this.
Did you guys notice yesterday?
Yeah, I just posted up there. I tagged you.
They just put together that commission on Anna Paulina Luna is heading it up, but it's the declassification of governmental secrets subcommittee, and basically it's a bipartisan committee, but their job is to basically go back UFOs. The JFK assassination is the first thing they're going to do, but because there's already a separate hearing in Congress from that, but literally going to try to declassify as much stuff that they're like, why can't the American public know about this? Like, this is history, so we'll see what happens. He's playing a dangerous game, but anyway, we'll jump into this now that you got the screen up. I just thought it was crazy to have that commission now. We can't hear you, Max. Are you muted, buddy?
Oh yeah, I was muting. Had somebody in the room there,
no
so
worries.
I just muted up.
But you can't hear Max either, can you?
Oh no, I can't hear Max. No.
Yeah, I can't hear him either. He put up the screen, and sometimes I know his camera always freezes, so that's why it's hard, because we can't see visually if he's there. But
I'm back. I heard you talking, and I know I had time to go put my dishes in the
oh, gotcha.
So I just ran and did that. But I pulled up the chart here for our Nostradamus. Every one of our lotteries to date, and even a bull run to date, have lined up with a big dump in the overall Hexagon Pulse market, right?
Yeah.
The core coins, something bad has happened with everything we're tied to. And this was the interesting one, was we thought this one was going to be much, much lower, but people anticipated, in fact, the pink mist well was gobbling stuff up right here and jumping into the next one. And that started the bull run early, but then of course we had some bad news and then some more. And then this, I think was this pump tires or was this pump tires?
That one was no. The first
this one was
pump
tires.
Yep. And then that one was Heart's Law.
Wells dumping Pulse and Hex.
Yes, exactly.
Right here.
Yep. Yes. And Heart's Law, because we were tied to it. And they're our biggest liquidity pool.
And as you can see, people are either front running or the market itself is not looking really pretty. Look at that. Hex is down on the day right now. Someone's dumping quite a bit there. So we're going to go down with that. But I thought maybe people were front running this lottery payout. No, I don't know. We'll see how low we go with this lottery payout. And then, of course, this bear right here, after the hack, this bear could be anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
We're waiting for that hack today after 8 p.m. Pacific. Eastern, 8 p.m. Eastern. We get the payout right here, and then after the payout comes, the collective says they want to wait till after the payout,
right,
before they reveal the button. So
could you imagine your MACD is turning green there down at the bottom there? If you
Yeah, it was starting to
Like
turn.
you're going into a green cycle. Yeah, so you'll see that up there where the bull is at and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do still dabble in a little chart analysis type stuff. Hey, gentlemen, I'm going to jump out. It was fantastic seeing you guys and talking.
You as well, man.
Let's do it again.
Thank you so much.
And, have a wonderful, wonderful day. All right.
Likewise.
All right, you too. Thanks,
Have a great one, man. Thanks for hopping up. Dude, what a treat, man. Hey,
Yeah,
so Max, can you imagine the forces with what you were just saying? And then again, dude, Hextech's such a badass. But on that point with what you just said, can you imagine the forces about after the announcement, whatever the collective is working on or whatever they pulled off or are pulling off, between the people that are wanting to dump after winning the lottery, but then with said news, I don't know, they may think twice. So people that are wanting to get in, because if you just do the simple math, well, I can't say too much. I'm just saying things might change. It might be a lot more attractive to have fuels. I'm saying too much already. I'm pulling them out.
Well, no, just very simply, there's about 16,000 dark that have not been scraped.
Right.
16,000 dark that have been, paid out in Journey 1 and Journey 2. And granted, some of those are to the people that got fuel cells during the airdrop and didn't realize it.
Right.
Which to me is pretty funny. That it might just sit there, that those lottery winnings may never, ever be scraped. And that yield may never, ever be, unless like in the future, when people, if we go where I think we're going, people are going to know the name Dark Matter. They're going to know the Anti-Gravity Project. And
they're certainly going to know if they even just have a couple dark in their wallet, at least the sheer number of what will look like on DeBank or whatever they're looking their wallets on, it'll make them be a little more attentive to what might be in their wallet, even if just 2 coins.
Yeah. And in the first 83 days, our community has 2x'd.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love a good chart. I love a nice green chart. Everyone loves number go up, but I focus on that community number of 2xing than 4xing.
That's the smart thing to look at.
Like that I think is something that is a better indicator of where a token is going. Is the community. So if you can get a read on the community, the actual participants, not that, some of these people have hundreds of thousands of followers on Twitter, but they get like 15 likes on their tweets.
Right.
And you're like, okay, those ain't real. Those ain't
right.
Real. But like we have real people in our Telegram and even more active people contributing to the book and the art and the memes right now.
Right.
So that's quite interesting. We'll be back on. I'll probably jump on like 10 or 20 minutes before the drawing and then jump off 20 or 20 minutes after once I see what the collective is hacking. And then of course, it's Valentine's Day, so I'm going to be doing the Valentine's Day
tomorrow. Yeah.
What's that?
Valentine's Day tomorrow.
Oh wait, so Valentine's Day is tomorrow?
Yeah, dude.
Oh.
My girl was thinking it was today too. Like, and I think you had maybe said that yesterday, and so had she. But I kept thinking like it's on Friday, but I assumed maybe you meant Friday. Then when she was saying tomorrow, I'm like, we had someone send us a very sweet cake. I was mentioning to you, someone was sending us a cake, JFK's wedding cake, right? And as a Valentine's Day thought, and oh my gosh, the thing arrived. It's gorgeous. But she was wanting to dig into it last night, and she's like, well, tomorrow's Valentine's. And I'm like, no. Why am I hearing that from everyone? It's Friday.
Yeah. But that makes me want to go out to dinner even more tonight.
Oh yeah, you're not going to get a table anymore. If you don't have reservations, you're not getting a table tomorrow, period.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know, maybe where you live, but in a city, no, not a chance. If you're looking for a reputable restaurant, you're not going to find a table if you haven't booked it yet on Valentine's.
Yeah.
Unless you got connections or you know how to, slide a $100 bill into the host's hand at the podium, where they're waiting to see.
Yeah. So very, very interesting there. What else do we have? Let's look at our liquidity right now. Our liquidity is looking pretty good. We're at 350,000. So Pink Miss has an impermanent loss of about 50K right now. And he does not seem like he's sweating it.
He's still picking off heads from the hills. Look, I mean, he's right here. He's still he hasn't even moved from that position. Dude, talk about Richard not going to the bathroom in 8 hours. This dude hasn't gone to the bathroom since. This is a live stream of like literally what he's doing.
Yeah.
Those pigments, they're just exploding in real time.
But really, he's basically, people are saying, hey, I want hex. I want to take hex out of the market. And when they take hex out of the market, they end up giving the pair. So he's actually loading up on dark right now.
Right.
Which is something he's been doing since since a year ago. He's been doing stuff to load up. So
Right.
that's a big chunk of liquidity. Very nice. And then of course the 2FUX pool's got around 22K in it. The dark and wrap pulse is around 11K, down from like 12, I think. The dark and the X pool have 19K liquidity. And yeah, we're just going. This is Hart's law. When people talk about Hart's law, this is just a going up and down with the market and with what you're paired with. So this is interesting. The dark and solid X is actually up in the last 24 hours.
Yeah, it is.
So, and it's $18. So I don't know what it went to, and dark nuts is got about $6,000 there. Got about 7,500 paired with gelato. $4,000 paired with no permissions, and then a few hundred with lazy and pony. So that's where the liquidity sits right now. This is the collective. These are the people that have. These are all lottery tickets right here, right? I mean, some of them were for J1, but a lot of these, even more of these, are from J2, except for the evil address. The evil address actually has less minted than the first. So over time, this evil address will be minting less and less and less, which gives whales and regular people a chance to have a bigger portion of the mint of the food cells. So that's really interesting right there. Yeah, and then of course you got the mystery box, and Randy Hilarski is sitting big to win big today.
Oh boy!
Just to see how many he takes home, and then Pink Miss Well is right on his heels, but Pink Miss Well has a lot more dark than Randy does, like a lot more dark. Right. A crazy amount of dark right there, right?
Oh yeah.
And then of course here's an OG well with 7,000. These are all these 7,000 were all minted in J2, I think. So
really?
Interesting. So this guy's got a nice stack of lottery tickets on the last one and this one. It'd be interesting to like pull these up and see. One day we'll have the ability to like see who won what, where it went, and have everything on an easy to read graph, reading from Pulse Chain. But the Pulse Chain Explorer and Scanner is being worked on right now by some badasses. So that reached out to Richard. So this is what matters. Like there's the leagues, whale, dolphin, shark, etc. This is the league that you kind of want to pay attention to. And really what we could do is set up a league with these numbers, just set up an easy chart and show people who's in the leaderboard for fuel cells, because these are like T-shares. Like everyone's looking at like saying, hey, I got all this hex, all right, but how many T-shares do you got?
Right.
These are the T-shares in our community. And of course, coinmarketleague.com. Get over here and we're going to throw some love at Carpe Diem like we always do. We're going to throw some
Get our
love.
votes up. If you have VPN, it helps. Just saying.
Yeah, vote for Dark, vote for Carpe Diem, vote for the strange hex here that's kind of bipolar. Give them a vote. Give them some love. If they fix this, I'll share it every time I click it. But it's kind of got two different feeds on that one. It's kind of funny. And then, of course, there's only about 7 hours left to vote for your favorite piece of art that's going to be used in J3, right?
Yep. Sure is. Only very little left.
Yeah, I should actually have that one pulled up in one of these where it's easier to find. J3. Search J3. See, so here's this one, but it was retweeted from there. So if I go here, it's not giving me the original tweet. Taking me to where it was from. Yeah, because I retweeted this tweet.
But that is the tweet. Zephyr Trips. Look.
Yeah, this is Zephyr Trips tweet. He has 25 likes and 9 reposts right here.
34.
Yeah. So
And bookmark that one if you want to keep it in that folder.
yeah, I've actually I've got to go through all of the retweets on all of these. Which, how do you see the retweets here? There's something that says show engagement.
No, yeah. So if you watch, go down, yeah, showing. Well, I usually, like on mobile, I just click on the 9 next to it, 9 next to the retweet, and it shows me the 9 that did it. But maybe that's all just giving you one link.
Well, it says views. So usually if you click something like views, it'll show like show community interaction.
Yeah.
And then it'll show who's retweeted it, and you can go add all those up. But we'll be adding all these up and taking a snapshot of which piece of art has won. Yeah, I wonder if there's something here that would be a better tag, because these are just going to take me to the sites and stuff. This is the easiest way to do it, is just go to Twitter or Telegram, and then just go to the pinned messages. And here it is. Here's the main link right here where I started the thread. So this is the main thread right here. And this is going to go through. So I'll have to find out how many likes these retweets got as well.
Yep.
So just go through, count all the likes through all the retweets. This one has 7 retweets. This one has 8 from Red Squirrel. Chris has 6 retweets. Smo Spider has got 4 retweets. And Triple Alliance has 3 retweets. Good stuff. This one's from Patrick. Patrick's air fryers and stuff. Patrick Astro. Yep. He took these pictures himself. Amazing. Then we have some good stuff from Cape. More Smo, Zephyr again, and Smo again. So those
Smo tries to cheat.
3 or 4 of them.
Smo tries to cheat with that with no clothes on Sharon. That's kind of cheating.
Hey man, I know your audience, right?
Exactly. It works.
And this one has 52 likes on this one and 4 retweets. This one I believe is in the lead, but when we go through and count these up, we could be surprised. Now, wouldn't it be funny if someone tries to come in and snipe this? So, let's say in the last hour before
they put an entry in.
Yeah, the last hour. In fact, I'm actually going to cut this off at an hour before the stream. I'm going to try to get a finalist to a winner to announce on stream.
Yeah,
around 5:30 my time, 4:30 Pacific.
Yeah.
So maybe about half an hour before that, I'll just count the votes then and declare a winner, and then we'll announce that on our stream later today. But 10 dark matter and 1 million points, not too shabby.
Not at all.
Not too shabby at all.
Not at all.
Very cool. Let's see. Here's the supply, like I said earlier, where the bulk of it has the 16 CD well, it has the smart contracts, and it has the mystery box. So out of the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 addresses, you've got 3 smart contracts and a benevolent address and a mystery well.
Yep.
And this look at this. Add that. If you add this up, that's most of the supply. But we're going to see the supply move into the treasury.
Yep.
Over time, treasury, and it's funny, the lottery and 16 CD keep playing leapfrog back and forth, depending on how much money is rolled into the treasury and minted. That would be quite interesting. See how big the treasury gets in the lottery gets in the future, rather, right?
Exactly.
But we definitely know that this treasury is going to be number 1 eventually.
Exactly.
At least according to just based on the evil addresses minting alone, we know
that alone
the treasury is going to be number 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it'll be interesting to see how high the lottery gets.
But then again, exactly what you'd want to be number 1, because honestly, when you're looking to holding an asset that is collecting yield essentially in perpetuity, you want the bank or the source from which it's distributing the yield to be as fat as hell. And so that's what is going to be the case.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So that's interesting. And then, of course, keep your eye on the prize. Keep your eye on the fuel cells here on Mintra. If you go
Don't
to
have
fuel
enough.
owners, oh, you don't have enough D shares. You don't have enough fuel cells. You just don't.
No.
I had we looked at Hex. What is our Pink Mist Well token doing today? I wonder.
Let's see. Only down 1.8%. People are holding.
That's an interesting little. I mean, there's a floor.
Correct. Yeah.
Right there. And sorry. Let's see. We got to pull up Blockfolio and refresh this Pink Mist Well and see how many PMWs have been sent to this wallet. See how many fuel cells we own. Still 2588. So 258.8 is sitting at. If you guys want to show some love to the Pink Mist Well, it's pretty cheap, pretty cheap to do so, especially on Pulse with the fees. Like you can literally buy 50 cents of this and send it to them.
I was going to say, I mean, it's an Arbonne, a fuel cell almost. You know what I mean? It's like you would think that at least with what's being offered at the moment, right? Like you would think that thing would at least have a floor of $1 million at around $18. Well, technically a little more, but let's just say, to get that fuel cell, right? I mean, a J1 fuel cell, that's unreal.
Yeah. Yeah. Other than that, go to coast.com, oxcoast.com. That's the best on-ramp and off-ramp for crypto, especially Pulse. These guys are focused on hexagons. They're focused on Pulse chain and OX Stoic, the guy that runs OX and does great customer support, and he's a great leader. He also was saying people are getting their fiat from their bank to Pulse chain within 90 seconds.
Right. So
that ain't bad. That is not bad at all, considering some of the bridges and things people are using and some of the fees they're paying. Like I said, 3% fee unless you buy like $80 of their token and stake it. And look what I got like last night or yesterday.
Oh yeah,
All Glory Bank.
Let's see the number though. Let's see the number on it. No, dude, that's sick.
So now all I have to do is. How long did that take?
What was that? 2 weeks? About 2 weeks from sign up, roughly?
Oh no. It just, I mean, I drag my feet. I bet you could do it within a week. I bet you could have your card within a week.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah. So now I can literally put money straight in through.
I'm going to sign up right now. I
just got to hook my national bank up to Old Glory Bank.
I'm signing up right now.
Yeah, and so when I start using that, you guys will know for sure. PMW is the man. Yes, he is, Mark Wardell. Yes. RFK
PMW is the man.
That. We have Red Squirrels and Nazis. What other communities have that? I don't know, man. The squirrels are pretty interesting, though. Diehard Hexenson says, "Good day, everyone. Good day." The men in black got Max.
Yes,
I was missing. No, they haven't got me yet. I'm still here. I'm still shucking and jiving.
Is this the right one, Max?
Yep, that's Old Glory Bank.
Did you go personal or business?
Personal. Personal checking.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, but other than that, like, guys, join us again in about 6 hours, and we'll go over the winner. We'll announce the winner of the art contest, and we will. And I'll probably do it on my phone on mobile, because it's for some reason, unless someone in chat knows how to go to Twitter here and see the engagement, because it shows the views here. View post engagement. There you go. No posts yet. That's so weird. Oh, so I got to go down here and click on this one, and then wait. There's no view post engagement on here either. Just on the first.
Let me check mobile real quick. And while I'm checking, did you go standard or their premium checking account? That's like $20.
Standard.
Okay.
I figure I can always upgrade.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Oh, look at this. So Squirrel has 1, 2, 3, 4 entries right here.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Of course.
So he's got a lot more votes than we think. And he's going to get 4 dark just for this alone, and 40,000 more collective points just for making it into the finals.
Ballin', dude.
So yeah. So if someone knows, maybe I'll just Google it or ask.
Hold on. Which post are you looking at? Which is the one you're
ChatGPT.
looking at? Are you looking at the Richard Hart woke up? That's not an entry, right? Like I'm just looking on your. Yeah, I think we need to set up a community one. I'll show you. It'll make it so easy. Like I can even set up the community on mine, and then make you admin to where just for the art contest, to where it's all done. It's like its own private Twitter feed just for the journal entries. You know what I mean? So they can tweet it, and then we can just put it in there, and then it automatically updates the original tweet. You know what I mean? Like it automatically updates it. So that
yeah. So next time I'll just do. Well, I can't really put them all in one tweet because then you don't know which likes are for which one.
Correct. No, it has. That's what I'm saying. In the community stream, it'll be its own Twitter feed of just art entry participants, and it'll be their original tweets. So it'll just be that we don't have a bunch of things to scroll through. It'll just be art entry things, and it doesn't require much work on our end at all. In fact, when they tweet, they could actually, I think it automatically shows up in the community.
Oh, when you were showing me like the way, because I did the bookmark, but you said just next time we'll create a community.
Yeah, exactly.
It'll tell us how many total tweets and how many total likes there are.
Yep, because the tweets will be just right there. So it'll be like you're just going to one spot to see them. You know what I mean? And it's also another way to interact with the community, which is cool. And
Cool.
it can gain more people that might not be big Telegram fans. A lot of people that don't like Telegram they like the X communities.
Yeah, I thought I was sharing my screen that whole time, but I wasn't. So,
well, you were up until like 5 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, yeah. So you guys got. I need to speak to the manager. My 1,000 dark still has not arrived in my account. Well, at this rate,
That's unacceptable, Red Squirrel. That's unacceptable. You definitely need to go to the manager.
Yes, definitely. When Lotto. So the Lotto is at 5 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Mountain, 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern. That's when that clock's going to be rolling over. I'm pretty sure. Let me double check right now. It says it's got 6.5 hours basically. So that would actually be 5:45 our time, or 5:45 Pacific time, 6:45 here.
Yep.
Something like that. I don't know. We'll figure out, but we'll definitely be on here streaming with the countdown and sharing that in our Telegram when we go live again. So I'm really interested to see who wins, who dumps, who holds, who remints, who provides liquidity. You know, who does what. It's always a surprise of what happens with each drawing, and I'm really excited to see what effect that hack from the collective has on the evil address. So stay tuned.
Boy, dude.
I prefer X communities. Yes.
Yep.
Awesome. Gracias.
Hell yeah.
All right.
We'll get that done today.
All right. We'll get that done. Love you guys. We'll talk to you later. Ciao.
Ciao, ciao, ciao. We should use one of the outros.